Hi, my name is Diana. I'm recording this video today to show you how to create and customize the most commonly used charts using DataTile. Once we've created some charts, I'll show you how to download these to view them in other applications, and then we'll also go through exporting it to use in a dashboard. So you can use charts to visualize the data in your report, and some charts you'll find will work better with some types of data than others. But it's very easy to change a chart from one type to another as you go along. So for our first example, I'm going to go to table 1 and we'll quickly run through what's in the data. So showing column headings are the age bands, and in your rows you've got the different brands that were top of mind with respondents. And the data that's showing is vertical percentage. Once you've got the data showing on the screen, you just click on the chart button and this will create a default chart, and in this case it's chosen a column chart, which is actually what I want to create. Now on the left hand side you've got all these different chart options, and the first items are the different icons to change it from one chart type to another. Then you can choose whether it's normal or stacked, and I'm going to choose, this is normal at the moment, and if I change it to stacked you'll see what that does. That actually divides up each of those column headings by the different brands, but it's a bit difficult to read without any labels on it. So we need to add some data labels. So if you click on this option here, data labels, choose show data labels, and it actually shows all the numbers in the boxes. And then a legend would also be really useful. So click on legend and show legend, and it puts in a color scheme for all the different brands. Now totals are getting in the way here a bit. So to get rid of those, you click back on your table. Let's just unclick the rows, recalculate, and then click on chart. And that just tidies everything up a bit. Your data is shown at the moment by rows. You can, if you wanted to, change it to columns, because sometimes when you're playing with this data, it might look better one way than another, but actually it still looks better in rows. So we'll go back to that. And the other thing that you can do with your chart is you can change the background colour from this transparent colour here. Click on the background colour option, choose a colour. You can see what it looks like, so you can change your mind straight away if you wish. And I'm just going to go back to my transparent, which is the bottom right option. Okay, so that's our column chart. What we're going to do next is do a horizontal bars chart. So the data for this one is in table 2. If you can't see all the tables across the top, if you click on these dots, it just shows you a few more. So the data on this one, in the columns you've got your income, which is actually attitudes to money, and in your rows you've got the different brands that are top of mind with respondents. Again, vertical percentage is showing, and again you've got your totals there. If you decide you don't want your totals, you can remove these at this stage before you create your chart. Always calculate again, then click back on chart. Okay, now again you've got this is either normal or stacked, and you can see there with normal it's actually showing they're very narrow bars, so it's quite difficult to see. So again, in this particular case, stacked really works well. But again, you can, as before, you can change it and show it in the columns instead, in case that works best for you, which I don't think it particularly does in this case, because you can see there that other is showing a bit, skew if compared to the others. So let's go to our rows. If you decided you wanted to get rid of others, you could. If you go back to your table and click on other on the left hand side here, click on the little X to take it out, recalculate, and then redo your chart. So that, if you were looking at it as columns instead, is a bit clearer to read, and you can see there that Fresh Story is way above the rest on this particular chart. Let's go back to rows though. You've got your data labels already showing on here, and you've also got your legends showing, but if they weren't, you would just select them as we did before. Okay, so that is now your horizontal bars chart. It works really well when there's long titles in the columns like these are. Okay, let's go to table 3, and this time we're going to make a pie chart. So I've got a single set of data because pies only work with a single set, and I've got no totals in here. I've taken those out already. So I'm going to click on chart, and it makes a pie by default. If it doesn't, you automatically just click on pie at the top here. We need to have data labels and a legend because at the moment it doesn't really mean a lot. And with the data labels, you switch the option on this particular one, and they're showing us callouts, which is with the little lines and then the text. Let's add a legend. And there you go, you've got your colours. Now you may decide, okay, I don't want other there. So to change that, click back to table, click on other, delete it, recalculate, and go back to your chart. Now you've got three types of pie charts. You've got normal, you've got a donut, and the donut just shows us a ring there with the same details in it, and a half pie. And you would just need to decide which one worked best for you. I like the half pie personally, but whichever one works for you. Okay, the final chart that we're going to create is a line chart, and we're going to go to table 4 to do that one. Now, a line chart works really well when you want to show the change of data over a continuous time span. So in the columns here, we've got 4 of the waves from the survey, and the brands down the left-hand side in the rows, and again, vertical percentage is the data. And I'm going to choose chart, and it's automatically decided that a line chart would be best, but if it doesn't, then you click on it. We need to have some data labels here, so let's have show data labels. And with a line chart, it's good to have it showing data markers as well, because then you can actually see those points on the lines themselves. Let's make a legend, and we'll show that legend. Okay, you have 2 options for this type of chart, and you've got normal and spline. And what spline does is it just smooths out the curves. And there you go. That's your line chart. And again, like all of these, whenever you hover over something in your chart, it just highlights that area, giving you the values for the data in that particular part of the chart. I mentioned at the beginning that we can download a chart to view it in another application, and we're going to view this in PowerPoint instead. So if you click on the share button, we're going to download it as PowerPoint. As soon as you do that, you get the download bar box come up in the bottom left. If I click on open, it will open up PowerPoint for me. And there you go. There is your PowerPoint document ready to edit in the usual way. Okay, I'll just close PowerPoint down. Okay, the final thing I mentioned doing was exporting it to a dashboard. So if you click on the share button again, you've got an option at the top to export to dashboard. And I'm going to choose to put this into my training dashboard. So click on there and export. Just before I click on export, you can, if you want to create a new dashboard, you can click on create new dashboard, give it a name, and then click on export, and it will automatically export it for you. Now I have 2 tabs set up in my thing, and I'm going to choose to set it up under the demographics tab of my dashboard. So click on there and then click on export, and it shows here that chart is added to the training dashboard. That's everything on charts for now. Thank you very much for listening.